again, this is about the narcissistic abuse I've endured. On top of it being many covert attacks to basically end my life, take me up out of the way type of thing, so that they didn't have a poisoning me coming back to self. So I've covered my love life being sabotaged for the most part. Just there was a lot of crying, and it still is. When it comes down to like doing any kind of actual work with heart work, with people's very own hearts, to detox, it's a lot of tears to get the crap out of your heart. And what happens is you just don't feel like yourself, and you just feel like you never will. So it's been a complete life disruption, causing me further and further isolation from availability of help and support when you need it the most. It felt like a targeted individual thing, being cut off from the systems and places that actually do hold power to be able to do anything about these things, and rather pushed into a state of survival mode, constantly hyper vigilant. It causes you to be hypersexualized, hyper like everything, because there's no way of actually getting through it without you actually going into fight mode, because there's no flight. There's no flight in sleep. There's no flight in work. There's no flight in your ability to just rather think to doing anything different with your life other than fighting these attacks consistently. So it helps you just to lose time and opportunities due to the manipulation and gaslighting, betrayal from trusted sources, trusted people, and your own love life is just diminished to a point of devastation. So in this one, it is a call for justice, police, advocacy, Federal Bureau of Investigations. Because of the covert poisoning and targeted attacks that were crimes against me, it was so demanding of me just to be able to get through homelessness and not knowing where all these attacks are coming from. And prior to going homeless, like looking for help, calling lawyer after lawyer, just about different reasons that are happening to me. And I know that they're happening to me. They're also always making you out to be the person in the wrong. The whole goal is to get you into a place where you're so isolated and devastated that you're willing to devastate yourself, which at times, I can't say that I haven't been, drug seeking or what have you, but that's just not who I am. It is just not who I am. So I'm demanding an investigation and accountability coming from systems that are supposed to be helping me to protect me from the many crimes that have taken place in my life. Not further leaving me in devastation, gang stalking me, or running with organized criminals. Because that's often what happens as well, is that you just don't have anywhere to go, anywhere to turn to. places that you turn to for help more or less feel like they're aiding and abetting a crime against you, and then where are you supposed to go then? There's absolutely nothing that you can do. That's how it feels. That's how it seems. And it's just a heartless crime that's been taken over my life. And legitimately, it's taken over all aspects of my life. So acknowledging these acts as intentional, you have to be able to reason through, to be able to see that, and then the systemic harm that's created, rather isolating me. It's just crucial for people to understand these things, how that is, and how it happens that way. Because police should be way more responsible and accountable when it comes to crimes as they're being committed against me. For an example, being T-boned in an accident, and it just rather feeling like a complete setup. And then on top of it, I went and paid for discovery and used my time and gas to do that. I wanted retribution for the crime that's been happening to me. And I'm not even in discovery. I'm not even in discovery there. I never get to make the record in the courts when it has to do with setting me up left and right, pulling me over in every county, just to ensure that, I believe it was to ensure that I wasn't going to be able to pay my child support and be able to continue making headway as far as where I was heading in life. And so I have the right to protection and advocacy here from law enforcement. The police should investigate very carefully and objectively, without bias or external influences, ensuring that I'm safe within the justice system and within the availability of my being able to expose real crimes that have been happening to me for a long time. Like I've said in other works, I believe wholeheartedly that it very well could be. My own best friend was terminated in his life due to there being fear of somebody else being able to see through these crimes, him specifically able to spot who Jesse was in my life. And so I just have targeted concerns where I'm an individual that feels very targeted. The suspicion of being intentionally targeted raises a lot of questions about systemic negligence and not only the negligence but complete and utter corruption, based on the fact that if this man is paid to do this kind of work, I'm owed money. I'm owed retribution from the crimes that have been taking place in my life. And I don't want to stop until I get retribution, until I get my life back, and I have autonomy back in my life, where I'm an independent and I'm protected in my private life. So law enforcement should explore the potential connections between these incidents and the broader targeting or efforts thereof of a close, long-standing friend of mine. Not to mention all of the other players involved in all of the other places where people have been involved of this kind of depth of a crime of conspiracy over me. And I deserve advocacy. for transparency and action to be taken. I deserve proper communication from the authorities about my status. And actionable steps should be taken by law enforcement that should prioritize my safety and well-being and not continue to allow my data to be compromised. My whole internet has been taken over. My computer has been hacked. My life has been hijacked. And it was with the goal of taking me up out of the way, making sure that I didn't have any recourse of action left but to speak out on these things. Rather, it was just to take me up out of the way so everyone could get what they wanted, ghost me, and leave me broken beyond repair. It's assassinated who I am. It's assassinated my character, and just completely taken apart whoever I could be up to this point. It's truly sad and frightening to me. So law enforcement, I believe, should prioritize my safety and address both immediate and the long-term threats of this kind of systemic pattern that's taking place in my life. Depth of harm caused by this narcissistic abuse and all the covert mechanisms that these people take are far more reaching in consequences to my life or to my actual life, physically, emotionally, and my social well-being, just in the fact that these people did something to my body. It's not just smoking and eating unhealthy or anything of that nature that causes for this type of scent and this type of health decline. It's definitely a poison. I would not only being poisoned through the stress, but being actually poisoned with an actual poison. My body has been in real hardship, and I felt it in my chest, and I know when it's cardiovascular effects and it's not something that I can tolerate or that anybody in the world should have to tolerate on their own. So I am seeking justice, not just about addressing the past wrongdoings, but also ensuring that my safety moving forward is designed to protect me within the systems that serve me. It's not to serve somebody else or some other way in this world. It's to serve me. That's why these laws were created. That's why we have police. It's not just to make us subjects to serving us in other ways. They're supposed to serve us, not any kind of crooked, monstrous type of behavior. Anyway, I'm crazy tired. I've been up for probably 38 to 42 hours or something like that. I've been up since yesterday at, I got up around 10:30, and I've just been going and going and going and going to try and get my life back together. I did crash out, I take it back, I did crash out in my car for like damn near 2 hours, but it's still not enough. My body just feels like a wreck. It's just wrecked completely. My heart has been wrecked completely. So anyway, if I can earn your support in this, mean a lot to me that you will. It's just so devastating. I don't know any other way to share that, because that's just the truth. Anyway, I have to concentrate on the road, and I'm struggling, like, really bad. And it's always this way because of where I was moved, or where I feel like I was just pushed into moving to. So, just please, if you can support me, please do. I am on Cash App, and you can send me $5 or $20 or $86. Anything would help. I'm looking to grow a real movement and a mission and charity, and I would like to work my mission that I've been writing up for years and years and years. Oh, I am so fighting to keep my eyes open. Anyway, I might have to pull over here and just crash for 20 minutes or something. I wish I wasn't going through this stuff. It's just so disheartening. Anyway, take it easy. I'm glad you're here. I hope I can get your personal support in this. Thank you very much. I hope you guys have a blessed and safe holidays. Merry Christmas.